The city of Zenthara was alive with sound.
Alien voices mixed with the hum of hovering vehicles, and neon lights reflected off metal walls. Humans and aliens moved together, but tension always lingered in the air. Among the crowd, a young human man named Kale walked carefully, feeling the weight of the day pressing on him.
He was just an ordinary citizen, or so he thought. Kale's arm itched under his sleeve.
Hidden beneath his jacket was a tattoo, not an ordinary one, but a strange, glowing symbol. It had been with him for as long as he could remember, but until today, he had never realized its full meaning.
The square ahead was crowded. Merchants shouted their wares, and children ran between stalls, laughing.
Suddenly, a hush fell over the crowd. Kale turned his head. A figure had appeared tall, strong, and completely unlike anyone he had ever seen. She was an alien woman, her skin shimmering like silver, her eyes sharp and cold. A weapon hung at her side, but it wasn't her stance that was dangerous. It was her presence. She pointed directly at Kale.
"I challenge you to a duel," she said.
Her voice was calm, yet it carried authority that made the city go silent.
Kale froze. A duel, he thought. Why him? He had never fought anyone in his life.
He was just a mechanic, fixing machines and delivering packages. Yet something about her gaze felt different, as if she already knew him. The crowd parted, forming a circle around them. The hum of nervous whispers filled the air. Kale could feel his heart pounding, his palms sweating. He looked at the woman, trying to find a hint of jest or mistake, but she didn't smile.
She was serious. Deadly serious. Kale took a deep breath. I don't know if I can."
"Step forward," she said sharply.
"There is no choice. You will fight." Kale's mind raced.
He had no training.
No skills.
But as he lifted his sleeve slightly, the tattoo on his arm began to glow.
It was faint at first, a soft blue light pulsating like a heartbeat. He didn't touch it, it had awakened on its own.
The woman's eyes widened slightly. Just for a moment, she froze.
The crowd noticed it too, gasping quietly. Kale didn't understand what was happening.
He had seen the tattoo before, but it had never reacted like this. The duel began. She moved first, stepping forward with grace and power.
Kale stumbled back, his hands raised instinctively. She didn't strike him yet.
She was watching, calculating. Every move he made seemed predictable to her.
Kale tried to dodge, but he was untrained.
He barely avoided her first swing.
The crowd murmured in awe and fear. Kale's heart raced.
He could hear it in his ears over the crowd's noise. Then, something strange happened. The tattoo on his arm glowed brighter, casting light over the immediate area. He could feel warmth spreading through his skin, and for the first time, he felt a strange sense of strength. It was like the tattoo was alive, like it had chosen this moment to show its power. The woman stepped back, her weapon lowered slightly. Her eyes were fixed on his arm.
Kale noticed it.
"Why is she staring at me like that?" he wondered.
"Your tattoo,"
she said softly, almost to herself. Her voice carried a mix of shock and recognition.
"It can't be." Kale's confusion turned into curiosity.
What do you know about this?" he asked, his voice trembling.
She didn't answer.
Instead, she raised her weapon again, but this time differently, more cautiously.
Kale realized she wasn't trying to hurt him yet.
She was testing him.
Testing the tattoo. Testing something inside him.
The duel continued, but now Kale noticed something else. Each time he moved, the tattoo pulsed stronger, almost guiding his motions. He wasn't very skilled, but somehow, he was avoiding her attacks with growing confidence. The crowd's whispers grew louder, a mixture of fear and excitement. You have it," the woman said finally, lowering her weapon slightly. Her voice was no longer cold.
It had a hint of awe. "You carry the mark of the ancients."
Kale froze. He had heard legends about the ancients, powerful beings who had left behind knowledge and artifacts across the galaxy. But he never thought it would touch him.
Never thought he would be part of something bigger than his small life in Zenthara. What, Mark? Kale asked.
His voice barely carried. The mark that chooses the next guardian, she replied. Her eyes softened, but her stance remained alert.
You were chosen long before today. Kale's mind raced. Guardian? Chosen? He didn't understand. How could a tattoo, a simple pattern on his arm, mean all this?
He looked around at the crowd, who were now completely silent, watching the tension build between them. Suddenly, the woman raised her weapon one last time. But instead of attacking, she pointed to the sky, where an enormous shadow moved across the city.
A massive alien ship loomed overhead, dark and menacing. Its engines roared like thunder, and the city trembled. Kale's eyes widened. What is that?
She turned to him, urgency in her voice.
It's coming for us. For this city. And your tattoo, it's the key. If we don't act, everything will fall.
Kale swallowed hard. He had never been a hero. He had never even fought. But now, with the glowing tattoo on his arm and this mysterious warrior in front of him, he realized his life had changed forever.
The duel, the challenge, the tattoo, it was all just the beginning.
As the alien ship descended, the woman looked at him one last time. Prepare yourself, Kale.
The real battle is about to begin.
And with that, the crowd scattered, screaming, leaving Kale standing in the middle of the square, feeling the weight of a destiny he never asked for. His tattoo glowed brighter than ever, pulsing like it was alive, as if it was whispering a secret he was only beginning to understand. Kale took a deep breath, looking at the woman and then at the looming shadow above. His adventure had begun and there was no turning back.
She froze, and I didn't know why. But one thing was certain, my life, and the fate of the city, would never be the same again. The sky over Zenthara burned with fire. The massive alien ship hung like a dark cloud above the city, its engines roaring, sending shockwaves that rattled windows and knocked debris into the streets. Kale stood frozen, his glowing tattoo lighting up the pavement around him.
He had never felt so small, yet so strangely alive. The woman, still silent, stepped forward. Her silver skin shimmered under the lights, and her eyes, sharp and glowing faintly, were fixed on him.
We don't have much time, she said.
You need to understand what you carry before it's too late.
Kale swallowed. I don't understand. What is this tattoo? What does it mean?
She knelt slightly, scanning his arm carefully. It is not just ink, she whispered.
It is a key. A key left by the ancients, a symbol that chooses a guardian. And it chose you. Kale's mind spun. Guardian? Ancients?
He had never believed in myths, and yet, the light from his tattoo pulsed stronger, almost like it agreed with her words. He felt a strange warmth spreading from it, as if it was alive and speaking to him silently.
Before he could ask more, the alien ship fired.
A beam of energy struck a nearby building, sending a cloud of dust and debris into the air.
People screamed, scattering in every direction.
Kale's first instinct was to run, but the woman grabbed his arm.
Not yet, she shouted. You must see what it can do. It can protect you, and others.
Her words rang in his ears. With nothing to lose, Kale lifted his sleeve higher. The tattoo flared, bright and hot, and the world around him seemed to slow. He felt his body moving faster than his mind could follow. In an instant, he dodged falling debris and leapt toward a group of panicked citizens, guiding them to safety. The woman watched him carefully. It responds to your instinct, she said. The ancients gave this power to those who are worthy.
You are beginning to awaken it.
Kale's heart raced. He had always felt ordinary.
Weak.
But now, with this strange energy inside him, he felt capable.
Strong. Like he belonged to something bigger than himself.
Then she said something that made him freeze. I know why you are here.
You weren't meant to be just a mechanic. You are the last hope of your people, and mine. Kale blinked. Your people? Yes, she replied. I am Leora, a warrior from the lost planet of Elindra.
My mission was to find the guardian who bears the mark. That guardian is you, Kale. Kale felt the world tilt.
Me? A guardian? Leora nodded. The ancients foresaw a time when darkness would return.
They left behind markers, tattoos like yours, to guide the chosen one. The ship above, it belongs to the Arathar, enemies of both humans and Ilindrans.
They have come to reclaim what was lost, to destroy anyone who stands in their way. Kale's knees went weak.
He had never fought in his life, yet now the survival of the city, and possibly the galaxy, rested on his shoulders. The alien ship descended lower, its massive shadow covering streets and buildings. Kale could hear the sounds of mechanical claws scraping metal and the cries of frightened citizens. Leora pulled out a weapon, a sleek energy blade that hummed with power.
She handed it to him. You may not know how to fight yet, she said, her voice calm but firm, but this tattoo will guide you. Trust it. Trust yourself. Kale gripped the weapon, feeling a surge of energy from his tattoo. The moment his hand touched it, a strange map appeared, glowing faintly in the air above his arm. Symbols, lines, and shapes formed a path, directions, targets, and warnings all combined. It was like the tattoo was communicating with him, showing him what to do. Follow it, Leora instructed. It will lead us to the heart of their command. Stop them there, or the city is lost. Kale nodded, fear and determination warring inside him. Together, they sprinted through streets torn apart by the ship's attack. The tattoo's glow lit their path, warning them of falling debris, hidden traps, and Arathar scouts. Kale felt an unfamiliar thrill. This was no longer about survival alone. It was about fighting for something bigger than himself. As they ran, Leora spoke. You must understand, Kale. The tattoo is more than just a map. It can amplify your strength, your speed, even your reflexes. But it will only respond if your heart is true. Doubt it, and it will fail. Kale clenched his jaw. Doubt? He didn't have time for doubt. He had to act. Ahead, they saw a massive energy gate opening near the city center. From it, more Arathar soldiers poured out, creatures with claws, wings, and glowing eyes. They were fast, terrifying, and merciless. Stay close to me. Leora shouted. Your tattoo will protect you, but only if you trust it. Kale felt the tattoo pulse violently. Suddenly, a shield of glowing energy formed around him, deflecting the first wave of attacks. He could hear the soldiers hissing, confused by his sudden resistance. The crowd behind them cheered in astonishment, some screaming in fear, others in hope. This is amazing, Kale whispered, astonished at his own power. Leora's eyes narrowed. Amazing? This is just the beginning. You will need to master it quickly, Kale. They will not stop until we are dead, or worse. The two of them fought their way closer to the gate. Kale's movements were clumsy at first, but each time his tattoo pulsed, he felt more confident. It guided his hands, his steps, his instincts. He blocked, dodged, and struck with a speed he never knew he had. Finally, they reached the gate. Beyond it, the massive alien ship's command core glowed like a heartbeat, pulsing with dark energy. Kale could feel it calling to him, challenging him. Leora looked at him. This is where it ends, Kale. The moment where you must fully accept who you are. The Guardian. The one chosen by the ancients. Kale swallowed hard, his tattoo flaring brighter than ever. He looked at the alien core and then at Leora. For the first time, he felt ready. Not just to fight but to discover the secrets that had been waiting for him his whole life. The alien ship pulsed, the ground shook, and Kale's tattoo burned like fire. Whatever comes next, he thought, I am ready. I have no choice. I must uncover the truth, before it destroys us all. The ground shook under Kale's feet as the alien ship's shadow stretched over the city. Its engines pulsed like a heartbeat, dark energy radiating from the massive command core. Kale's tattoo glowed brighter than ever, the strange symbols spinning and reshaping themselves as if alive. He could feel its energy coursing through him, a power he had only begun to understand. Leora stood beside him, her energy blade humming with readiness.
Kale, she said, her voice steady but urgent, this is where the ancients left the final test. The command core must be destroyed, or everything in Zenthara and beyond will fall.
Kale nodded.
Fear was still there, sharp and cold, but it was tempered by a new feeling, determination.
I understand.
I'm ready, he said, gripping his weapon tighter. The alien soldiers surged forward, claws scraping metal and eyes glowing red.
Kale's tattoo pulsed violently, and without thinking, he leapt forward.
A shield of light shot from his arm, sending the nearest enemies flying backward.
Each movement was instinctive, guided by the tattoo's strange whispers.
He could feel it teaching him, pushing him to fight smarter, faster, stronger. Leora followed closely, striking with precision and cutting down the creatures that approached from all sides.
Focus, Kale, she shouted. The core is just ahead. You must reach it first. Kale's heart pounded as he sprinted through the battlefield. He dodged blasts of energy and leaped over fallen debris.
The tattoo's glow seemed to pull him forward, showing him the path to the command core. He realized, with a shock, that it wasn't just a weapon, it was a guide, a key to the truth the ancients had left behind.
Finally, they reached the core. It was massive, almost alive, throbbing with dark energy.
The air around it shimmered with heat and power.
Kale stepped forward, the tattoo on his arm glowing in response.
He reached out, and as his fingers touched the surface of the core, the symbols on his arm flashed brightly.
Suddenly, images flooded his mind, visions of the ancients, battles across galaxies, and a warning.
The Arakthar had been defeated once before, but they had returned to claim what was theirs. Only a guardian, chosen by the ancients, could stop them. And that guardian was him.
Kale staggered back, overwhelmed by the knowledge. I didn't know, he whispered.
You do now, Leora said.
And now you must act.
The tattoo is your power, it will protect you, but only if you believe in yourself. The Arakthar soldiers charged, relentless and terrifying.
Kale felt panic rise, but the tattoo pulsed again, steady and commanding.
He took a deep breath and focused. Light erupted from his arm, forming a radiant shield around him and Leora. The soldiers slammed against it, unable to penetrate the energy barrier. With a sudden surge, Kale realized he could do more than just defend.
The tattoo responded to his will.
He extended his arm, and beams of energy shot forward, striking the enemies with precision. One by one, they fell, their red eyes dimming as the tattoo's power cut through them.
Keep going, Kale. Leora shouted, slashing through the remaining enemies with unmatched skill.
They fought together as a perfect team.
Kale's instincts, amplified by the tattoo, and Leora's experience, formed a force unstoppable by the alien soldiers.
The command core pulsed wildly, sensing the attack, but Kale felt no fear, only focus, only purpose. Finally, he leapt toward the core. The tattoo flared, wrapping around him like a second skin. He pressed his hands to the pulsing energy, and the symbols on his arm merged with the dark pulses of the core. There was a blinding flash of light, and Kale felt a surge unlike anything he had ever experienced. When the light faded, the alien ship trembled and shuddered. Kale opened his eyes. The core was cracking, energy dispersing into the sky.
The remaining Arakthar soldiers froze, then fled, their power broken. The city below, though battered, was safe. Leora approached Kale, awe and relief in her eyes. You did it. Kale. You've done what no one else could. Kale sank to his knees, exhausted but alive. He looked at his arm, the tattoo now dim and calm, its work complete, for now. I was just a mechanic, he said, disbelief in his voice. How could I have done this?
The ancients saw what we couldn't, Leora replied.
They chose someone ordinary, to achieve something extraordinary.
That's the power of a guardian. Kale stood slowly, feeling a new confidence rising within him. He looked at the city around him, at the people who had watched, scared, and hopeful, and realized that life as he knew it was gone. He was no longer just Kale the mechanic, he was Kale the guardian, chosen to protect and to fight for more than just himself.
As the alien ship retreated into the dark skies, Kale and Leora looked toward the horizon. The battle had ended, but the galaxy was vast, and danger was never far away. Yet Kale felt ready. He had faced the unknown, awakened the power inside him, and discovered his true destiny. Kale looked at Leora and smiled faintly. So, what's next? Leora's eyes sparkled with determination. Next, we find out who else has the mark. The galaxy is full of secrets, Kale. And we've only just begun. Kale flexed his fingers, feeling the calm energy of the tattoo. Then let's go, he said. It's time to uncover the truth, and protect what matters. The city of Zenthra began to breathe again, lights flickering back on, people emerging from hiding. Above them, the stars shone brighter, as if acknowledging the birth of a new guardian. Kale knew one thing for certain: life would never be the same again. And for the first time, he welcomed it.